Mostly cloudy today, tomorrow as well. Some snow Saturday night into Sunday. It doesn't look like it's going to be much, maybe an inch or two of light snow coming. But right now, as Lance was telling us, heavy snow continues on the 219, especially as you're heading out of Boston and Hamburg up towards Springville. You've got, right up there, Rice Road. You get some really heavy snow in this area, and that's what's occurring right now. So if you're traveling from Ellicottville into Buffalo, be prepared for some snowy travels, especially once you get to Ashford and then heading north from there. All right, also some heavy lake effect snow into Oswego. This lake effect snow will kind of graze Lake Ontario's shoreline with Niagara County, and there could be some light snow showers there. Other than that, the lake snows today across the southern tier will begin to fade. A couple of more inches today. Elsewhere, it's just going to be kind of a cold day today, brisk as well. Future look shows the snow showers coming to an end this afternoon. The winter storm warnings in place expire at 10 o'clock. Overnight tonight, we'll see cold temperatures, and then for your Saturday, dry weather in the morning. But notice what happens early in the evening. Some light snow develops. This is Saturday night. Some snow works on through into Sunday morning. Sunday morning starts off with some light snow showers, and then a couple of flurries possible even into the afternoon. All right, additional snowfall today after getting 20 to 24 inches of snow in some of the Hamburg Orchard Park area. Most of the snow accumulation will be south of there. Another 2 to 3 inches possible today. And then you add in the snow that we're expecting Saturday night into Sunday, and a couple of inches are possible. Again, the Chautauqua Ridge getting maybe upwards of another 10 inches or so through Sunday. Here's a look at future look for Orchard Park on Sunday. Notice temperatures in the 20s. Some light snow showers are possible. I think, though, by kickoff, it'll be quiet weather with perhaps some flurries. Okay? For today, mostly cloudy skies. Westerly wind 10 to 15, gusting to 30. Overnight tonight, cold down to 17. We like that number. And then for your day tomorrow, mostly cloudy, 27. Long range forecast, light snow Sunday. Also Monday, we'll see some widespread light snow. And then it warms up. Later Tuesday into Wednesday, we could see some light rain with temperatures in the 40s by the middle of next week. Southtowns in the southern tier, we're going to keep a weather impact alert going for the southern tier for today with a couple of inches of additional snow. There's the light snow on Monday, and then it looks like we'll see temperatures close to 40 with some light rain later on Tuesday.
Hello, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Stanonis. Lake effect snow, it's a rare and unique weather phenomenon, and it can happen anywhere there's a large enough lake with cold enough air flowing over the relatively warmer lake water. A more common place for this, for all the weather ingredients to come together, well, it's the Great Lakes region, and that's where we see most of that lake effect snow happening. And lake effect snow, as we know, can have a big weather impact. So let's go more into detail on that and how lake effect snow develops. Well, you get colder air that moves over the warmer lake water, and as that warmer air rises, since it's more buoyant and less dense than colder air, as it rises, it cools and condenses and forms clouds, then precipitation and snowfall that dumps downwind of the lake and over land, and you can get multiple feet in a short period of time from lake effect snow. There are three main weather ingredients that need to come together for this. One, cold enough air flowing over that relatively warmer lake water to generate enough of that instability for convection and that rising air. And the greater the temperature difference, the heavier the snow can be. And you can even get thunder snow. Also, you need enough atmospheric moisture in place to get those snow crystals developing and growing in that rising unstable air. And three, the wind flow over the lake, best case, is over the longest fetch or length of the lake, giving that air more to work with in terms of generating more instability and producing snowfall. So the direction of the wind flow is important for the snow amounts and locations of the heaviest snow bands. For instance, over Lake Erie, when you get that southwesterly wind flow, that's when areas just northeast of the lake can get a lot of heavy snow, including Buffalo, New York. Same for a westerly flow over Lake Ontario. The eastern end of the lake then can get buried in the heavy snow. Another unique thing about lake effect snow is it is very localized. The lake effect snow bands are usually pretty narrow, sometimes only 10 to 15 miles wide, and just a few miles north or south of the band can be mostly sunny. And get this, a lake effect snow machine can just keep going and going for hours and days, generating significant amounts of snow very quickly, as long as the main weather ingredients stay in place. Lake effect snow events can be very intense and of long duration, producing snowfall rates up to around 5 inches per hour, creating whiteout conditions and blizzards. Massive amounts of snow, multiple feet of snow, can be produced in just a day. And lake effect snow events can last many, many days, which can shut down local cities and airports. That's why it is important to stay weather aware of updates on where and when lake effect snow bands can develop, and have a safety plan in place, such as enough supplies to hunker down through the storm, also alternate routes and travel plans well before lake effect snow happens. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Stenonis.
I'm meteorologist Caitlin McGrath, and I want to take a few minutes and talk about some of the winter weather you'll hear making headlines here over the cold winter months, starting with Arctic blasts that come from the polar vortex. So let's start with the basics. What the polar vortex is. It's an area of low pressure and cold air that surrounds it that sits at both the north and the South Pole. When we have a strong polar vortex, we have a really tight jet stream that keeps that cold air trapped in place at the poles. But sometimes the jet stream weakens and that polar vortex, that Arctic air, can sink south. Sometimes it can go as far south in the United States as parts of Texas and the southeast. But most often you'll kind of hear about these Arctic blasts through parts of the Midwest, the Great Plains, and the Northeast. Now you'll also hear us talking about Alberta clippers, and they get their names because oftentimes these weak little winter systems form in Canada, right around the region of Alberta, and they just kind of clip parts of the United States. This is the typical path that they may take as they move through the Great Plains into the Midwest, across parts of the Mid-Atlantic, and into the Northeast. They are fast moving and they oftentimes lack moisture. These are not your big blizzards, they're not big nor'easters, but they typically are enough to bring just a little bit of light snow, and oftentimes what moves in behind a clipper is really cold air and blustery wind. Just two types of weather phenomenon that you'll hear about here as we head through the next several months.
Let's break down some other common terms you hear this time of year. Winter weather advisory, winter storm watch, and winter storm warning. Winter weather advisories are issued when light amounts of snow or wintry precipitation are expected, but could cause slick travel. A winter storm watch is issued a couple of days out when it looks like the pieces are coming together for a winter storm, heavy snow, ice, or even a blizzard. It means you should pay close attention to forecast updates. Winter storm warnings are issued when there's growing confidence in a storm hitting, usually for 6 inches or more of snow or significant ice. It means there will likely be a big impact on travel.